Yo, 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 we live on location. Me and the Blackest One is out here. It's All-Star Weekend in the Yay area, 2025. And hey, listen here, we got one of them ones today, baby. We got one of D-Miles' old teammates. We got a long-time pro. We got one of UConn's finest. And you know what I'm saying? He did a lot of things in the league. He put up a lot of numbers, big boy shit. Go look at the YouTube dunk contest and all the dunks he done dunked
Yes,
on.
sir.
We got Rudy Gay in the building, Baltimore's finest, man. We appreciate you, big
Yes,
dog.
sir.
You know what I'm saying? Check him out on 7 p.m. in Brooklyn, too. Rudy Gay, everybody.
First of all,
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
yeah.
This one of my teammates, you know what I'm saying? The most athletic teammate I ever played with and had the pleasure of being around, man. First of all, man, we appreciate you coming to rock with us. You know, you my guy, man. You had a lot of laughs in my short stint in Memphis. You know, I ain't really fuck with Lionel like that, but you know what I'm saying? I enjoyed myself.
We doing this out there,
With you guys, man. He know I ain't fuck with Lionel.
I do know.
I ain't fuck with him, but appreciate you coming on the show, bro. Rocking with us, man.
I appreciate y'all having me, man.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate y'all having me.
When you first got to the league, who was the first person to bust your ass?
You know what? I've been seeing y'all podcast, and I've been thinking about this, bro. And it was easy for me, T-Mac.
That Mac, man.
Right out the
Mac.
gate, bro. We played them. You know, we in the West, so we played them in preseason.
That's Houston Mac.
Yeah, Houston Mac. So this is with Yao, you know. Bruh, he gave me 42 in the preseason.
In preseason?
Preseason, bro. I thought he was gonna play like 2 quarters. You know, come out there, shoot a couple shots. Bruh, it was like, I can cuss?
Yeah.
I'm at this. It's like, yo, every play.
It was
play.
the hang dribble?
Man, everything. I feel like he was practicing everything on me, bro.
Hey, but time out, did he look half asleep while he was doing it, though?
He wasn't even sweating.
That's what makes you want to fire on him, because it was
so
like,
smooth.
man, you ain't even sweating. You ain't even, are you trying hard right now?
effortless.
Like, that's how nice he was. Did it look like I'm just out here and I'm like this? Like,
T-Mac
boy,
was
you
one of them.
better sweat or something against me, bro.
T-Mac was one of them, like, bro, he don't get enough respect, bro. Like, he was what, 6'9", 6'10",
Legit.
handle, could play the point. He did everything,
Post
bro.
up.
Post up.
He shoot,
Lock
mid-range
up,
threes.
And didn't even shoot before the game. He'd come out there just, he wouldn't even be sweating.
Yeah. No, he was definitely, every time I seen him, he had 30 in his pocket. I'm talking about,
what?
every time I ran into him, just 30.
Man, shout out to T-Mac, man.
Yeah.
Shout out T-Mac.
The Mac. I ain't know this. You were born in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
You like MJ, huh? Born and
Nah, I
moved.
ain't like MJ. I wish.
So when did you move to Maryland? When
Man, so what happened was my peoples, my mother from Baltimore, my father's from New York, Brooklyn. So they got together in college, and he moved her to Brooklyn. Well, he wasn't in college; he was just on campus. So he got her. And he moved.
Okay.
And he
got
moved.
him a young tenderoni.
Yeah, he got him a little
Okay.
tenderoni. He went to campus and got her to move back to back to Brooklyn. And my mother actually left him as soon, like right after I was born. So like maybe a year or 2 I was there. But my father still worked in New York, so we would go back and forth. So like the same apartment we lived in, I would always be in, or with family members. I got family all in New York, so you know, shout out to both Brooklyn and Baltimore.
I ain't really know. So you like kind of like, you know, even though you grew up in like Baltimore, you still spend a lot of time back and forth in Brooklyn. So
Yeah.
you kind of like that hybrid kid.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Me neither. I never knew that.
That's why you was so comfortable when we went to New York, man.
Oh, you know?
That's wild.
I didn't know you knew Kyle like that long.
Yeah.
I didn't know y'all went like that far back. I know that was your guy when I got to Memphis. I knew that was your
How
guy,
you
but
play
I didn't
against
know
him in middle school? If he from Philly.
So like with the AAU circuit, it's like everything up the East Coast. So like
Trying to
drive
get my
in Philly.
geography on. I don't know how close Baltimore and Philly
It's like an
is.
hour and a half drive. So like it's
Okay.
in between New York and New York. It's in between Baltimore. Baltimore is one side, then you have New York at the end. Philly meets in the middle. So you know every tournament they had Sunny Hill tournament. They had
Shout out Sonny
Charlie
Hill.
Mack, all those things.
I
that they
made
did.
you, son.
Yeah, he be in the locker room after every
Like,
game,
wait,
bro.
who's you? How?
We be ducking Sunny Hill, man. But like you know, you had to give him at least 30 minutes of your time. You in there in your time. I'm like, man, I'm trying to get a cheesesteak.
First time that man told me I was the reason he was the reason I made McDonald's. I was looking at him like, I literally don't know who you are, sir. I'm not trying to be funny, like, but okay.
I mean, you show respect, but
Yeah.
like you know.
Tell us how the basketball started. Like Cause you going back and forth from Brooklyn to Maryland, like, how did the basketball start getting in your life where you start liking basketball?
See, I was basically raised by my grandparents, so baseball was their sport. You know, old black family.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
You played
Baseball.
Yeah, you played baseball too, right?
Yeah.
We talked about that. So that was, I just got to the age where, you did, yeah.
Come on, man. He hating on me.
I know. That's what brothers do. That was my sport
I don't
until
know when this wrinkle was unlocked. This is like an unlocked achievement that the boys don't know about. But I digress.
I mean, I don't know if you was nice or not, because he said he played. So
Come on,
you know what I mean? All right, my bad. So I played baseball up until like 8th grade. You know, I just got taller and taller. My older cousin played basketball. I used to go on the court with him. He about 8 years older than me. I used to go on the court during halftime of the games, just shoot and stuff. And I just fell in love with it, bro. Everything about it. And here we go now. But, basketball, even though I was playing baseball, basketball, one of the things you go to the court, and shoot, you pick up a game, whatever. You can't play a baseball game. You know what I mean? So, especially where we was at.
So seeing your older cousin, that what made you like interested? You used to go to this games and just seeing that crowd and just seeing the liveness of it, that's what made you real interested in.
It was crazy. I saw him dunk and how it changed like the whole complexity of the game. You know what I'm saying? My cousin about 6'1", 6'2". He was real athletic though.
Yeah.
6'1", 6'2", banging out.
He getting up there and dunking. I just saw what the whole crowd did. And I was like, man, I gotta do that.
Straight up.
You know what I mean?
So when you start playing AAU?
AAU was probably, another thing, my big cousin, he played on this team called Cecil Kirk. It was, y'all might have heard of it, East Coast. Like we was, a lot of guys came out of there. We used to, he played for them. So he just always talk about his little cousin. So the coach, Anthony.
Were you tall as a shorty though? You strike me as one of them motherfuckers that was tall. Like
I was. I mean now.
long ass limbs.
Yo,
You probably had big ass feet.
I did. I did. So my son is tall, right?
Yeah.
Like really tall. So I'm looking at my son. I wasn't that damn tall. Like I was tall. I was like 6 foot in 8th grade.
Yeah.
That's tall, bro.
I mean,
yeah.
I'm tall. I was tall. So I was like 6 foot in 8th grade. So I went and played with Anthony Lewis, rest in peace, Duty. We call him Duty. He just always put teams together, always come pick me up. And, I think that's really where I really learned how to play basketball. Like, not just going out there and shooting, not basketball, but hoop.
The organized side.
Yeah, hoop. No, I wasn't even organized, like hoop.
Just
you
how
know
to
what I'm saying?
get out there,
Hoop, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go compete.
Yeah.
Did they used to pick you up in like a church van? Like people, these youngsters don't know how we used to do it, man. I used to get like literally, bro. When I started playing,
Not Sprinter van, but
Boy,
the one van.
The van that I played for the Illinois Warriors, bro. The Illinois Warriors, and when I promise you, y'all talking about seats, that was a luxury.
Man.
I swear to God, when Butler used to come pick us up, bro, like when I'm talking about, this was before Cordell and D. Gason got there. This was when Bobby Smith was on the team. Kevin Jones, bro, I'm talking about, man, we going to the low end to pick up the Antonio and Smooth and them, Silk. Bro, church van. We sitting on crates, Jack. Ain't no seats.
Yeah.
It's a whole empty joint. You a slide if you ain't close to the wall, Jack. I'm talking about Dan Ryan Highway back and forth. I'm talking about going to the south, from the south side to the west side, Golden Dome. Real hood. I'm talking about you talking about Sprinter van. Then we thought we was living when we got the little, go to Columbus or something, to Ohio on the little 15 passengers. You sleeping in the corners on your damn
these
bags.
kids don't know nothing about how we used to do it, bro. We used to go on them trips, like you said, like to Philly to play Kyle and them, or to New York. We used to drive up. Man, we had them vans, and I was a
12, 15 passenger joints.
I had to sit in the middle of the seats just so I could stretch my legs out. We laying on each other,
you gotta
falling
sit on
asleep.
that
Man, we fitting 15 people in a 12-passenger van. Man.
5 to a room.
Man, what?
Them was the time.
Man.
15
on the floor, everything. Boy,
Stinking.
You getting
You always had that one that just don't want to shower.
Yeah.
At what point when you was growing up did you you know how it is, we always, when we younger, we see whoever. At what point, what age group were you when you saw man, Carmelo Anthony, and you seeing how he going, and we all had those guys that we see, and they be some of the dudes just they right there, they doing it, I could see that, at what age was that for you when you saw Melo?
Man, know what's crazy? We in Baltimore, we always had somebody that was emerging. Like before Melo, it was Juan Dixon. Before Juan Dixon,
Shout out Juan
shout out
Dixon,
Juan
Maryland
Dixon.
legend.
Yeah, shout out Juan Dixon. We had Sam Cassell. We had all those guys. Somebody we can look up to, but for me, Melo was a guy that like close to my age. I could see it. Like I saw him from younger. Like actually see him excel. Like he really taught me. Shout out to Melo, man.
Shout out to Melo for
man.
sure.
Blueprint. He gave me
the blueprint. Like
Yeah.
really was like there. And I seen it. A lot of times, sometimes, how it is growing up in Chicago. There's a lot of dudes that came out of Chicago. Some of them like a legend. Like, I heard he touched the top of the backboard.
Right, He right field.
Took $1 up top, put 50 cents up there for change. You know how they talk about that. But, actually seeing him excel changed the trajectory for me because I was like, man, I could do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's how Q was for me because Q was a senior. I was about to be a sophomore. Just seeing the blueprint of him. He making all state. He's runner up for Mr. Basketball. Yeah, he runner up.
Robbery.
But
Don't worry about that.
But McDonald's,
politics.
McDonald's, and all the accolades and stuff. I was looking at him and seeing the blueprint. Like, by my senior year, these is all the boxes I need to knock off. But how is it now? Knowing you came up under Melo,
Right.
and now you basically part of the show. You doing the show with him and. He's one of your guys,
That's dope
man.
too. That's dope too. Shout out to y'all. I think
Like, you
that-
ever think that, like, the journey you had, because I know you retired now, you're an old man like us now. So now you look back on your journey and be like, man, I'm here sitting with Melo and we got a nice show and all this stuff.
I mean, you know how it is. It got, when once you get to that point, you playing, it got to be competitive. Like, you know what I'm saying? I was trying, like, I grew up. I'm trying to bust your ass when we out there. And it kind of dialed back because in the bubble, it's just we happen to be in the same hotel and we just chopping it up every day. We ain't had shit else to do.
Finally.
Sitting there and we just chopping it up.
Drinking wine and talking
Drinking wine,
shit.
man. But it wasn't even like nothing like that. It's just like, bro, like I got a chance to actually tell him how much I appreciate him. And from there it just, turned into what we see today. But, I mean, it's love, man. I think I'm the only person on there that can really call him on his shit because I didn't know him since I was I was 15 years old. So
I be saying, you be like, nah, bro.
I think that's really why they want me on there. But I'm cool with that.
Yeah. Sometimes you going too far.
Yeah. You try to talk that political shit. Like defense. Like, come on, man. What are you talking about?
Yeah, that exchange was funny. He was like, I said, yo.
Yeah, you could get an actor on there. Something like, you did play defense. You ain't play no damn defense.
What year you thought you was amongst the elite? Like you was one of the best in the country. What year did you feel that you stepped up to the plate and accomplished that?
I say shout out to Cecil Kirk. I played with a lot of guys that we were just dogs. Like we came in, you know how teams come in, they got bags and sweatsuits and all that. We came in with our jerseys on, our shoes. We ain't had shoes turned. Hey. Like we just came in like that. So it was like,
you left the hotel with this on.
Yeah, we was trying to get at everybody,
different kind
bro.
of grizzly.
You know
y'all
what I'm
don't
saying?
understand it.
Yeah.
Seeing y'all with y'all fucking teams with y'all jerseys and names, matching top, matching bottom, shoes.
Fuzzy braids, they scratching their braids. Like, that's how we was. So it was like, it never really, like, my first 2 years of high school, I went to a high school, Eastern Tech in Baltimore County. I never went to school. I never did anything. My mother came up one day and was like, bro, we got to change something. So she had been talking to schools about me, and I took a visit to Archbishop Spalding private school.
Yeah.
Where I went and took a visit. I'm just going in there. They made me put a polo shirt on, some khakis. I'm like, man, all right, I'm going to do this for my
you
mother.
had to wear a uniform?
Yeah, so I just go in there first day. I'm like, all right, whatever, man. Like, who y'all play? All right, yeah. First day I meet one of my best friends now, Jesse, was our point guard. He was like, man, you not good at school? I said, nah. He said, shit, me neither. So I was like, all right, I can fit in here. So I'm thinking we just talking. My mother said, all right, you start tomorrow.
Ooh.
So I said, damn.
Dropped it on you.
I was like, well, you ain't give me time to think. She said, ain't no thinking.
Was this like in the middle of the year?
In the middle of the year. She just like, oh, you going here? I'm like, damn.
Well, how was that
I gotta do work
basketball
now.
team?
Was it all boy?
No. It was both. But that basketball team was good. It was like they were nationally ranked. So I went there, and I got on a different schedule. Although during the summer you play against these same guys.
Yeah.
You know, when you on the AAU team, you got a bunch of guys. You get to play against guys when they the man, which is different. So look, now it's me versus you instead of our team versus our team.
Yeah.
So during that, when I changed schools, that's when I really figured out like, yeah, I got a chance here.
When was the first time like you saw like, well, you know how it is when we coming up, we see the rankings and it's like, oh shit, I'm up there, like I'm top 10,
See your
top
name
15.
on
I'm
there.
about to like. When did you know, like, you know what I'm saying, the McDonald's is within my grasp and like I'm amongst the country's elite?
So after that, my second year, my sophomore year, I went to Nike Camp, All-American Camp.
IUPUI.
You pulled up when I was. You don't know that.
I pulled up.
You pulled up the Nike Camp when I was there.
Where
And you was
Nike
hooping
Camp
with
at?
us.
Where was Nike Camp at?
Indiana.
Indiana, you know
It
what it
was
is.
in the
Indiana
IUPUI
still?
building. Was the old man still there telling you
Yes.
IUPUI
Yeah.
building?
Everybody, yeah. You pulled up, but I went there. I was like, I wasn't even ranked. I was like top 50 in my state. I swear to y'all not. I mean, you can look it up, but when I left that camp, I was number 5 in the country.
Yeah. See,
So that's-
be that springboard right there.
Yeah, it's like when you go up
Was
there.
all the top players at Nike that year, not
everybody,
Adidas?
Everybody was
Remember,
at
that's
Nike.
how it was my senior year.
Yeah,
When he was
everybody.
there. He was young, but like everybody was there. So it was like if you wanted to be one of the top, you're gonna be at Nike.
Yeah.
And you go up in there, and dog, you coming out of there the man.
I was
hated
there.
camp.
I was there when they y'all probably heard about this. Remember Brown he went to Adidas
He did half and half.
and Nike flew him to Nike.
Half and half.
Remember he had a broken wrist. He couldn't even play. He was just there.
So you know who the first person to do that though?
Who's that?
Was 50. That was Corey McGetty. That was how
Really?
he came out. Listen.
He probably was built just like he is now.
What?
Yes, he
Corey
was.
was built like that in 7th grade, bro.
Yes, he
like
was.
no bullshit. I mean,
Corey
I've been
different,
playing
man.
against Corey since 6th grade. Like first time I ever seen him, Corey was like this.
Man.
6'2". Like you was 6 feet. He was 6'2" in 8th grade.
Man.
And throwing that big. So like you gotta think about it. His freshman year.
He was bald headed.
Nah.
I mean, I
50
just
had
feel-
waves and everything.
I just feel like Corey always been bald-headed,
Corey,
man.
listen, now Corey was that dude. Like you know how everybody got that one dude in high school that he was so much more athletic than everybody. It didn't matter what, he couldn't do nothing regular. Everything looked too sweet.
Yeah.
That bitch is jumping there and pause, muscles flexing every which way, and he just like every picture like. He was the prototype. Like, he did that as a freshman.
Yeah.
They did the same thing. He went half here. The rest is history. He number 1 in the country.
But no, that's when I knew I was getting old because I remember I was on, I forgot what, I think it's Utah. It was San Antonio. I told kid, like, bro, if you just do the McGetty cut, he was like, what? Who that?
Yeah.
I said, bro, know what?
tripping.
My
You
time
don't
is
even-
over.
Yeah.
I got, you
You
know
don't
what I
even
mean?
know who that
Anybody
is.
from my era,
Yeah,
they
what?
know the McGetty cut. He coming from the top of the
can't
key
stop it.
going right, and he coming like a bat out of hell. And if you get in the way, you
the
will
five
get hurt.
him.
I
Yeah.
promise you.
And you gonna hurt yourself.
And he gonna, you can't even get out the way. He taking the foul. He gonna seek your body
Yep.
like a heat-seeking missile,
Man, what?
and it can go just crash into you.
Man, what?
How high was your confidence once you left Nike Camp and you realized that you like number
shit.
5 in the nation now?
Well, I mean, you know what? It wasn't even that. It was during that. It's like you all, once again, mellow, right? So Oak Hill came up to me. It was like, man, we need you. And I'm like, yo, my man went there. Okay, now I'm like, I'm seeing the trajectory. I didn't go, but I just knew like,
Yeah, I ain't go either.
yeah, I ain't go because you know what, that year, and I put somewhere that we had one of the best high school classes ever, bro.
Yeah.
So I knew Rondo was going there. I knew Josh Smith was going there. I knew,
Damn, you would have been there with them?
yeah.
Yeah.
I knew
my goodness.
Randolph Morris.
Randolph, yeah. They was crazy.
Yeah, it was. I think it was, bruh.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah,
That
my
was
class is
definitely
crazy.
cheating right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How was it when you did get to, get announced to the McDonald's game? Like you had a crazy ass class, Dwight, Sebastian. I remember seeing it, like even now some of the clips be flowing around of like Bassie because he was the superstar, he was the rock star. He in there with the ball, like just throwing no look passes, trying to see who talking shit about who gonna do what. But like just talk about that class, like. You know what I'm saying? Y'all had Jay-Z showing up to different shit y'all was doing, like, cause of Bassie and like, what was that like being a part of like that type of a class where damn near everybody made the league?
No way. It was eye opening because I'm not used to none of this, like none of that, like fame and all that. I'm like, bro, I told you how we used to show up to games.
Right.
That showed me like the other stuff about basketball and what it brings to, like, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, bro, I knew then that like. That ain't me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, yo, y'all talk, whatever. I'm just trying to hoop. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, all that kind of made me put me further in my shell, made me like, yo, I gotta just stick to what I know. But I ain't like Bassy doing all that talking. I wasn't never that guy. You know that. Like we'll joke and laugh and stuff, but I ain't trying. Like I ain't trying to be the center of attention, bro. I just like I want to be known for what I do. So that's one thing that showed me. I don't, what I mean, what came with basketball, and that's like. Luckily, I learned it in high school because a lot of these young dudes may be different now because they starting to get money in damn middle school almost. But,
right, crazy.
But that's what showed me like, yo, you either lock in or you can be locked out. You know what I mean?
Let me ask you: did you consider going straight out of high school? Because y'all had like 5-6 guys who
everybody
jumped
was doing it at that point.
That's another reason. Like, bro, I was green. I wasn't green to other stuff. Like to this basketball shit, I wanted to, like, of course. You know what I'm saying? Of course, but like, a year before, nobody knew who I was. I was like, man, let me do it the right way. You know what I'm saying? Like,
it was surreal.
My mother told me, it's like, bro, we've been broke. I've been broke all my life. What's another year or two?
Yeah.
So that really dawned on me, and that changed everything.
Could have been anybody else that could have got you instead of UConn? Was you almost about to go somewhere else?
You know what? In the back of my mind, yeah, but nah, not really.
Who was it?
See, I went on a visit to Maryland, just like to show love. But I went on campus, man. I just didn't like, you ain't have to deal with this, but you know how it is going to. You go with a college coach.
I went on college visit to tell me I ain't
No. Chill out, B. Chill out.
I remember. You can't talk to me like that.
Going to college visits don't count for going to
damn college visit, man.
He did.
You went there to have fun.
I took all 5 of my visits.
Yeah,
I went
there to have fun.
He don't know nothing about this boy. This boy pocketed the money and didn't take me nowhere.
What that supposed to do?
I did it too, but I had to take the boys on the visits. Boy, you get paid.
Hey, listen.
Hey, man.
I showed you around. I told you not to come here, and you did right.
You didn't show me around, though. I came to kick it with you, man. You took me to the ESPN zone, and I ain't see you the next 2 days.
That shouldn't even count then. They shouldn't have counted that. You should have took another visit.
He wasn't going to nobody's college was the point.
A free trip.
Nah, he
Same
was
selfish motherfucker since we was kids. He wasn't trying to kick it with me. He was on something.
Yeah. Listen, I told him, boy, you going to eat. Listen, you not going to college. Don't even worry about it. Go ahead and get up out of here.
What that got to do with me enjoying the visit at the park?
I knew you wasn't going to. Everybody knew you wasn't going to college.
We went to Diversity Rockin' Bowl. Everybody up north know about Diversity Rockin' Bowl. We was up there kicking it, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
And after that we went downtown.
He wanted to hang with you. That's all.
That was
he ain't
it.
going to no damn
That's
college.
the only reason. That's the only reason.
What other visit you going?
I went to St. John's, went to Kentucky, to Paul,
And that was it.
St. Louis U.
That ain't no visit. He did it.
You just went up there to
North
hoop.
Carolina.
He ain't go to North Carolina.
You went there to hoop, man.
I went to
I ain't
Minnesota.
never heard you say you went to North
I
Carolina.
went to Minnesota.
He must.
He
I was about to go to
back
North
to the
Carolina.
college stuff you was talking about because he don't know none. He don't know nothing about this.
It's know what?
Selfish.
I always loved the UConn, especially in my position. Before that, we had what?
Karan
Butler, Daniel Marshall.
I was supposed to be before Karan Butler.
Yeah.
That's what's crazy. Coach Calhoun was so hot. I had got tired of it. I knew I was going DePaul already. They was my last visit, bro. I used DePaul as an official because I knew I was gonna go there. But then I went to I did Kentucky, Colorado, Coach Ricardo Pagan, shout out to him, and then Kansas, and Arizona. So them was my 5.
You would have been I would have named you because if you went on campus, you would have went there for sure.
Listen,
What about the visit that you took that made you?
that campus.
Yeah, I mean, it's Connecticut, bro.
It's in the middle of nothing, and that's the biggest shit there.
We you know what I mean? We right by New York, right by Boston, but like Boston got the Celtics, New York got the Knicks, and every other team. Shoot, we the Huskies. Mm-hmm. You can't even go to the mall. You know what I'm saying? You can't even go to like anywhere. Like you the man. Like that's our state. You know what I mean? Shout out to Ben Gordon too, because that was right. Ben Gordon. People don't realize how nice Ben was.
What? Shit. Ben didn't hit the rim.
Everything all net, man. Everything all net. They just brought him back to UConn too and gave shout out to them for that. I saw that, man. That was dope, man.
You know about that Ben. That
I
Ben
know we do. But they need to know more about it. You know what I'm saying?
do.
Because Ben was a man. That was another one. You know.
What other visits you went on?
I just went to Maryland and UConn. I scheduled Syracuse and
Melo tried to get you to go there?
yeah, that yeah.
Oh, they brought Melo.
He called me. He was like,
everybody in the heavy artillery.
he called me one day, man. This is funny. He called me. I'm like, hello? He's like, what's up? I'm like, I'm supposed to just know who you is. You say, what's up? He said, yo, it's Melo. I said, oh, what's up, man? Yeah, man, you coming or not? I said, what do you mean?
Oh, that boy.
I said, bro, I said, I don't know. He said, oh, all right, you hooping tomorrow? Yeah, I'm coming. we went to hoop after that. It wasn't no more than that. He ain't care.
When
he was
did
out of school.
you commit early or you committed late?
I committed so before the high school basketball, early.
Oh,
Early.
so
I got
old.
I got a lot of trouble, bro. Like NCAA, all that stuff. My
you
school.
got investigated?
I got investigated, bro. Like they thought I took money. Like back, that's crazy to say. Like they thought I took money. Yeah. Well, now they just giving money. Like,
I got investigated too. Hey, let me ask you this. This is the best part.
Yeah,
people don't be understanding.
A lot of people got investigated.
When did your investigation end? When were you cleared?
I was cleared right before I got on campus.
So you got investigated before you even got to school?
Mm-hmm.
I got investigated the whole time.
Yeah.
Before I got to school, and I didn't get cleared till after my rookie year in the NBA.
Damn.
They deemed that if it had happened,
what would they have did?
Why they investigate you?
Because they had a boy that was a walk-on. So like, I think you gotta understand. It was a whole thing at DePaul, the Myers, you know what I'm saying? And Joey Myers was Ray Myers' son at the time, and he was like at the tail end of his whole thing. This is like the first time in however many years that the university about to not have a Myers as the head coach. And so it's like that whole, that following and that loyalty to that. And it was big follow. It didn't matter who was gonna be the coach that came in, he was gonna catch hell. So it happened to be my coach, Pat Kennedy. So when he got there, their team was so bad that like he gave walk-on scholarships because all of the players had left and everything. They had won like 4 games the year before we came. So it was like they were terrible. But then he got the #1 recruiting class. So when we came, you guys that had them walk-ons that had them scholarships, y'all losing them scholarships. So one of the dudes, he from the South Side, literally grew up around Cordell, bro. He tried to say that me and Bobby, that they told him that they bought Bobby Simmons a starter jacket, like a old little shiny starter jacket, and that they bought me a Madden video game and they let me keep it. Like that was the cheating. So they deemed at the end that like this would have just been deemed as like entertainment for the weekend. This ain't like it ain't even over the price of like none of this. You know what I'm saying? So it was like, bro, they drove that shit out. Like I'll never forget that shit. They broke the story the day of my graduation from high school. Mm-hmm. And then, like, I was under investigation.
You still got a jacket?
Huh?
Should have kept that damn jacket, boy.
I wasn't even the one who supposedly got a jacket. They said Bobby got the jacket.
Oh, yeah,
neither
Bobby,
one of us got neither one of the shits, but it was like he was just hating. It was crazy.
Same thing happened to me. So
I was hating.
Not you, bro.
Yeah,
you pointing at me, though.
I'm talking about the guy. The guy.
I was gonna say,
same thing happened with me, though. I actually, it was nothing with school. Somebody had sent me a box of like Sean John clothes. To my mom, to my mama house.
Era, boy.
Yeah, the velours.
Free I'm like, hey, that was a
right
time,
right? But you know, they sent it right to the crib, which is, can't do that. So my mom was like, man, send that back. And at that point, like, we ain't had nothing. But at the end of the day, I'm from Baltimore. Like, if I needed something, I know where to go. You know what I'm saying? It wouldn't have been no agent or nothing like that. It was,
right, the hood.
Yeah, it's right down the street.
There. Right there. Shout out to my guys, man. But it wasn't. Like, I sent it back. They kept on asking me questions, acting like I did this and that. I'm like, man, look, let me go to my class. Let me go play or do whatever. Because look, if I had it, you would be able to see it, man. You know what I'm saying?
I'll be around here good down.
Right.
How was it for you going from the crib and then when you got the stores? Now you there, you kind of like this is the first taste of like, like I'm out here, I ain't got no mommy over my shoulder. Man. I'm in a, how was that for you getting to campus and making that adjustment and being on your own?
Man, it was honestly like I ain't never really been away from home other than going back and forth with my family. So leave me on campus on myself. It's funny because the first person I ever seen on campus was CV, Charlieville and the Waiver, man.
Charlieville and the
Waiver.
And
they fresh off a championship, so he swagged out. He swagged out. So I'm in there. It's like 10 o'clock. Like, we got practice tomorrow. He get on campus. So I'm in the bed. And we shared like, we didn't have, we shared, it was like a suite. So I had a room, bathroom, room. So it really, I couldn't lock the door from him, right? Mm-hmm. So I'm asleep. I'm thinking, I gotta get up. I gotta hoop tomorrow. He come in there, yo! wake your ass up, we out. I'm like, out where? We went to this college party, and he like,
welcome
yo,
welcome to UConn,
yeah, welcome to UConn,
baby.
baby. So what happened? We in there, we just chilling. Everybody come up to him, and nobody even knew that I was like a freshman, because Charlie was telling everybody that's my little brother or whatever, little brother. So everybody thinking I'm Spanish. So I was going with it. They was like, all right, I speak Spanish. I'm like,
they waiting on you. Espanol. They waiting on
they waiting on
Espanol.
Espanol. I was like, all right, I gotta learn that.
Yeah.
But it was a crazy night, and we got blocked in because we did have the hoop in the morning, and a whole frat. It was a car blocking us in, well, Charlie's car. And Rob, you probably remember this. A whole frat picked the car up and moved it out of the way for us. So I was like, all right, I'm in college now. Now I play for
world,
UConn.
right?
You know what I'm saying? This is what's going on.
And we got the best fraternity on campus. We the basketball team. Fuck all that shit. We the coldest fraternity around here, man. And we off a chip.
Man,
like,
I thought I wanted chip.
hey, look, that's crazy.
How was Coach Calhoun when you got there and you actually started to play on, Hall of Fame?
You know he was crazy like
that.
that.
That motherfucker was crazy.
Yeah,
He's
he was crazy.
He's the same guy that sat on your couch.
No, and that's the story. So he came in there. My mother talking to him. He like, how you doing? You know what I mean? This and that. He talking like with that voice. So I called him like, yo, I think I'm gonna come there. He's like, man, that's great news. I'm gonna tell everybody. We just gonna get you set up. So they dropped me off on campus, and I'm in my room. So everybody leave. He come back. He said, remember the dude that was at your house? That motherfucker gone. I was like, yo, he is crazy.
Sayonara to him, buddy. You about to meet the real Mr. Calhoun now.
I got you now. You can't go nowhere. When you heard that you won Cole Big East Player of the Year, how did you feel you did that year?
Shout out to Uncle Jeff, man. JG, man, out there in Georgetown doing big things.
Know what? I never really got a chance to enjoy that because you know how it is, bro. When you so focused on something, it's like, man, bro, this, I'm just trying to get my name called. You know what I'm saying? This is like something that I did on the way to where I get. And right, even now, like sometimes I be looking back like, damn, I did that.
He don't know how that feels,
He
man.
don't know
Go
how-
to
you know how
conference
it is,
tournament,
bro.
then get brought up there like Player of the Year, Freshman of the Year,
Nah,
all
but
tournament, all first
when you
team.
win any
He do none of that
award
shit.
He don't
when
know
it
about
comes
that.
to that, man,
Right.
you feel like your peers respect what you bring to the table.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? What you doing? Like how you playing. So, any award like that, especially if it's a co and all that stuff, like, oh, they respect it. They could
Shout
have
out to
easily
Jeff,
just gave
man.
it to Jeff Green.
And that's another dude that I've been playing against since middle school, man, because he's from D.C. So, like, that's right up the street. We used to, you know what I mean? Jeff ain't had no tooth his senior year, bro. Yeah.
Wait, like,
What? Hold on.
If you look back at our All-Metro, Jeff ain't got no tooth, man.
You don't got no tooth or no teeth?
He got no tooth. I don't know
Yeah,
which
one
one's
of them
worse.
missing.
I don't
Which
know
one's
which
worse?
one
Shit,
worse.
no
I don't
teeth
know.
is
He
worse.
got one tooth, man.
Nah, goddamn, JG. That's all
Shout out
right.
to Jeff,
That's
bro.
all right. Shout out JG. 'Cause listen, that's crazy because y'all two in particular, you and Jeff Green, if you go to college too, but fuck that. If you talk about league, y'all got two of the probably most underrated mixtapes on dunks, period. Y'all motherfuckers embody a lot of Hey, listen, a lot of, I'm telling you, it's not somebody, y'all two are not like the first people like, hey, who you, they not the first two people,
Nah.
ladies and gentlemen, but I promise you, go on YouTube and Google Jeff Green dunks and then Rudy Gay dunks, and I promise you, they done dunked on some of the people y'all ain't think they done dunked on, and there's so fucking many of them.
Man, Jeff got them big ass hands, man.
Mix, left, right,
Yeah, he just, Jeff
Jeff will come off the bench right now and dunk on
and
somebody.
still,
As soon as
right
he
now
get in the
today,
game.
ball spotting off,
Yeah,
bang
that's what
down
I'm
on my bitch, left, right, two hand, however you want, and he had right leg shit.
Yeah.
He was goofy, right leg, left hand.
I'll be acting Jeff like, even just say, like, bro, why are you still out there doing that?
Yeah.
Like,
I ain't mad at him.
I ain't mad at him, but I just don't know how he can do that, bro.
Yeah.
I was there with him.
And then the coldest part is that my man had open heart surgery. We all thought it was over for him. Like, shout out JG,
God
man,
bless,
for
man.
real,
Shout
bro.
out.
Like that. Like, how many people had that and then still got like 12 years behind it?
Yeah, I mean,
after that.
I feel like people don't really, and y'all know how it is playing this league, and for people out there that don't, man, to do it, to make it to the league, period,
The long
you want to only
years.
like 3,000 people, and that's not, you know what I'm saying? It's 3,000
Not a
people
big list.
in the building out here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But the fact that he's able to do it at this long period of time, bruh, and y'all know, bruh, it's not even like it gets to a point where it's like, okay, I'm working, and now it's like, okay, now, you know, you got to work a little harder because your body fucked up.
Yeah.
And then you get to the point where you in the locker room with children.
Yeah.
And now mentally,
Literally.
it's different. You know what I'm saying? Now they listening to, you know, Lil Yachty and all that stuff. Like, man,
Listen,
you making jokes about Martin, they don't know what the hell you talking about?
listen
The
to no
coldest
trolls
transition
music.
for me was this, because I got to play the 13, and then
Shout out to Lil Yachty, though, my bad.
straight up, and then I went from playing to like with Detroit, player development. So I was still right there in the locker room. And the crazy transition, I couldn't even, the lines blurred, but I couldn't remember like, when the fuck did they start having phones in here like right at half? Like, bro, no bullshit. My last encounter, like in a locker room, like between when I played and when I was working with the Pistons, it was like, this is foreign to me. And I had to like go talk to Stan and make like, hey, like, should I really? Because I want to say something.
Yeah.
Bro, listen, you know how it is. 30 minutes, 29, 30 minutes on the clock, 40 minutes, whatever your team do, however they do it. Y'all come in, and then you start watching it, going through the pregame. The coach doing the breakdown, the assistant coaches doing the film and all of this shit. Bro, I'm talking about I'll be the first one, and I'm sitting down, I'm waiting for everybody to come in. Everybody come in. First thing, they like this, they like this, they like this, then they drop it, put it down. Coach coming, all right, cool. They watch the film, they doing everything. Boy, coach get up out of there, they right back to it.
Right back to it.
Here. Halftime of the game, bro.
Right back in.
Boys come in. Ain't no, you know how we come in, whatever going on, somebody might be talking to somebody. Fuck all that.
Man.
They right here, bro. They just like this. In they phone. Then it's like, coach coming. Drop it, right back. Then he leave. He say what he gotta say, he leave. They pick that big right. I was like, bro, I had a hard time dealing with that. I was sitting here like, man, who the fuck are y'all texting? What's going on? Like, y'all boys more interested in this shit than the guy. Like, come on, bro. It's got to be, like, we got 2 hours, 2.5 hours. Lock the fuck in. That part fucked with me heavily. I had a problem adjusting to being in there.
Know what got me is, man, you might got your ass whooped by 40 or something. But dude might have had a nice ass crossover up under. And they posted like 7 times, like reposting people. I'm like, bro, do you know what we just did? We just got our ass whooped. Yeah. But it's like, it's everybody, this social media has made everybody their own individual business.
Their brand.
Yeah. But
their brand.
yeah, I thought the brand for us was just hoop. Like, yo, if we all win, shit, everybody gonna get what they want.
Exactly.
I had to learn back then, bro. I couldn't deal with people laughing and joking on the play. I used to be on and I'm like, I'm not even a player no more, but I'm still too close to it. I used to be sitting there looking back like, yo, like, niggas got the radio on and shit. Like, bitch, that's reserved for winners. Yeah. You didn't fucking win. Like, I used to be hot about that shit, bro.
Hey, but Deep, since you got in this league, what, 18?
Yeah, 18.
So how long did it take you to feel like you was an OG? Because I remember like seeing everybody like I looked up to y'all. So like when I see y'all on the sideline, like on the coaching staff or doing stuff other than being on the court, it's like, damn, like shit, y'all gone. I'm the OG now.
Yeah.
So you know what I'm saying? So when for you? Because you started younger than me.
Well, my situation was different because shit, every team I played on, probably to y'all, but every team I played on, the organization was restarting.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We got with the Clippers, we was rookies. Then I got traded to Cleveland. They got rid of all of the veterans and brought all LeBron and DeJuan Wagner, Sagana Job and all them. Got to Portland, got rid of
Shout out Sagana Job.
Sheed and all them. You know what I'm saying? Got to y'all. After that, I look up, shit, I'm the oldest, but I was remember, I retired when I was 28.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, injuries though.
Yeah.
Injuries though.
I played 10 years, retired when I was 28. When I got with y'all, I was like 27.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And I'm thinking you old as hell. But look, check this out. You was
That's the fucked up
He was
part.
one of the best bets I ever had, though, man. You gave me the iced out watch. I drove the Phantom. You know what I'm saying? This man, look, he told me, he's like, I'm moving in my house, man. Let me borrow your Escalade. I said, what you gonna give me? He gave me the big boy Phantom. I'm driving around Memphis. Look, I'm hot as hell, man. I'm like, bro, let me park this motherfucker. I live in a townhouse. You know,
Phantom outside
You
the
know what I'm
town, bitch.
hey, man, he took care of me, though. I had to watch, man. I thought I broke it one time. I took it to get fixed. I don't think you knew that. But, you know what I'm saying?
I mean,
Shout
that's
out
how the
D-Miles,
OGs
man.
did us, though. I mean, that's why I could really say that I felt like we was good vets to the young boys, man. We came, listen, when I say we came straight through the door, he 18, I'm 19. Fuck, we even getting to the team. Before we even got to the team, boy, we had Zoe, Dikembe, like really cuff us. We go to Zoe, Summer Grown, Pat Ewing. Like, we had real, like, superstar OGs that embraced us. Like, we was staying at Zoe crib, bro. He fucked up Zoe's jet skis.
Damn.
Wilding out there jumping up. They told us, watch out for the little shipwrecks and shit.
It's like a boat.
Lightning McQueen,
With a
he right here
flag.
don't give a damn. He don't give a damn.
Hey, man.
And I ain't gonna lie, America, I snitched. I told you, I wasn't about to deal with Alonzo fucking Mourning, big swole ass, talking about who fucked up my jet ski. No, it was not me. Mr. Mourning.
So he had a soda machine in his house.
That was the coldest
Yeah,
shit
what?
ever.
Like a
That was
soda
back- Remember when
machine.
they used to have the Sprite? He had the Sprite machine with him up, bro.
Yeah,
Me and
pay
this
for
man
that
just
bitch
stood
was
down
outside,
there.
though.
Was it free, though?
Yeah, free.
Yes,
You
that's
just
what
hit
I'm
it
Say,
and
man,
soda
it
come
was petty
out.
if you had to pay for
This
it.
was this was the
That's
that's
what
why
we
it was
talking
the
about.
coldest shit
Free
ever.
soda machine.
We down there bitch like look at it. This is the coldest shit.
But you know, it ain't no more vets, though.
At all.
In the league, it's no more vets.
They
Like,
took
you
it
can't
out.
do it. It's no more
Shout
vets.
out UD. He was
Yeah,
like the
he was the
last
last
of the
one, man.
last, like shit.
You went through UConn, you got player of the year, but tell me about the tournament. 'Cause I think B. Roy put y'all out.
Nah, we put them out.
Y'all put B. Roy
That
out.
started our beef. Remember
Respect that
We
shit.
used to.
Y'all,
Me and
yeah,
B,
y'all did beat
not real
B.
beef, but you know, me and
Yeah.
him used to try to.
No, y'all went at it that game. I
Yeah.
remember. But
Yeah.
who y'all lose to?
We lost to George Mason. Remember the
George Mason. That's
that
what it was. Okay.
That was terrible. That was
But
that was.
tell
terrible.
me your
I
your
remember that now.
March
That was
Madness experience, especially y'all coming off a championship,
Yeah.
and y'all still had all that talent.
Yeah, I mean, I still feel like that's like something I missed out on. Like, we were head and shoulders better than everybody out there, man.
Yeah.
That's what it is about a tournament, man. You don't show up.
one day.
And one day you don't show up, and we turned them into a Cinderella, and that's I mean, there's some respect in that, but at the end of the day, man, if you talented like that, you're supposed to win.
Yeah.
And we didn't, so
When did you know you was about to get up out of there? Like, all right.
Right, if we left them after we lost to them, I went home. I ain't even go back to school.
Oh yeah, that's when
I
you
went
know
home.
it's
I
a
said,
wrap.
bro, I'm done. I can't. You know what I mean? All that work and we lost. Nah, I'm about to see what I can do up here. You know what I mean?
How many workouts you did?
I did like 6.
Okay.
It was just
Oh yeah, so y'all,
Yeah.
go ahead. How y'all come?
Yeah, no, I just asked to work out. Did
so-
you know you was going to Memphis?
No,
or
I
did you
didn't.
think you was going somewhere else?
I didn't really. Know what's funny? Because me and B. Roy kind of got into it that game, like really like almost fought. So I always kind of like, I wouldn't say like, you know how it is, competitive. Like man, what?
That's my rival.
Yeah,
now.
like we
just-
rivals
fuck
now.
him. I'm
Yeah,
better
fuck
than
him,
him.
right?
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, it was like we worked out together. It was me, him, and Adam Morrison.
Did y'all
Yo, busting
time
that
out? No,
Morris man,
time out. You gotta ask this because back then a lot of bullshit was going on. Because
Yeah.
they worked out together don't mean they competed again. Did y'all get
Oh
to
no,
go at it?
no. We went to Charlotte. You know how MJ was there.
Yeah.
So you know
Y'all got two of
he was
them.
like, we bringing them in. Y'all
Yeah.
gonna compete.
Fuck that
We went to
fight.
Charlotte. We played in Charlotte. We played in Chicago. That's when what was it? Skiles.
Yeah.
Skiles was there. Man, we went through layup line. Skiles stopped everything. He said, "You motherfuckers." he said, "It's Saturday. I could be with my fucking kids, man. If y'all don't want to be here, just leave." We going through layup line, windmill and everything. He about to fight and everything, and Portland. So we worked on Portland. So
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah.
Yeah. That y'all got like
Yeah.
3 different spots where y'all really got the bump.
yeah,
that
but
was rare
that's
for that
how
time.
that's the respect between me and B. Roy. That's where it started. Like B. Roy is like, he's He's B-Roy, and like now, and we still look at him like, damn, what could have been?
Yeah.
But that's where respect between me and him started, because we were competing, and Adam Morrison, shout out there. He had one of the best college runs ever, but he was on
this shit.
We really was both on his ass, like you know what I mean? Like all right, like.
Have you ever been to Memphis when you got drafted to Memphis?
No. See, the funniest thing about it is
that goddamn pyramid.
Yeah, the funniest thing about it is, bro, I'm from Baltimore, so my favorite rappers was like Project Pat, 3-6. We used to bump that all through high school. I'm like, bro, I don't know nothing but what they saying in these songs. So when I'm living there, I'm like, damn, Orange Mound?
Yeah.
Damn, we doing Hollywood? I'm like, so this is all, it was kind of like and it was what they said it was, man.
It definitely is.
I love Memphis, though.
How crazy was it? Like, did you go to you did. You were at the draft. Y'all draft was in New York, right?
Yeah.
How was it for you? You know what I'm saying? Draft night. Like, I know you got your family and everybody there. Like, how was it taking that whole? Because it's for us, this is what we watched for years and years and years, and now it's like, bitch, I'm here. I'm in the green room. I got this suit on. My mom, my family, all my people. We here. Like, talk about the you know what I'm saying, the totality of that night, and then you know what I'm saying, obviously the moment when you get to do what you saw everybody else do, walk on that stage and shake David Stern's hand.
Yeah, I mean that night was crazy for me because that's another situation. Because we was just talking about B-Roy. I worked out for Charlotte twice. They had the third pick, and me, B-Roy, and Adam were there at first. And we were doing our thing, we were competing, whatever. So they asked me.
Y'all done all cooked him.
Yeah. So they asked me to come back.
Crazy.
And B-Roy didn't show up because I don't think B-Roy wanted to go there. You know what I'm saying? So it was me and Adam. So I do the same thing. So I talked to MJ. At that point, MJ is the president, whatever. He doing this presidential shit, like saying just bullshitting. But for sure, I thought I was going third. Mm-hmm. And when that third pick came and I didn't get drafted, I was hot. So from then on, it was like a blur. I don't even remember. Like I wanted to be like celebrating, but at that point, I'm like, I got some work to do, right?
Yeah.
So I was hot, bro. Honestly, I didn't even wear Jordans for a couple years, but
you was off that shit.
They were so hard, I had to start pulling them back on. All you had to do was come out with some more, and I broke.
Listen, that'd be the hard part about being there at the draft. Like, luckily, it was only 5 picks you had to wait. Yeah. How was that, though, to get drafted to the Rockets and then get traded on draft night? Did you know, like, when you got drafted, were you thinking, I'm going to be a Rocket? Then you got the call, like, I'm going to Memphis?
I think that's part of the reason why T-Mac bust my ass like he did, bro. I'm going to be honest with you, because he was there. And that's
teased him with you.
Yeah, it's like, that was during the time when he had the back issues. He didn't really play. And I don't know if they thought I was going to, like, be the new T-Mac or whatever, but I always looked up to T-Mac, and I think I would have been a better player if I would have played behind him first. And, obviously I'm happy about Memphis, but, if I would have played behind T-Mac for a year or two, I would have learned a lot. But when we matched up in Memphis, boy, preseason, I was like, oh, all right, yeah. I don't know what it was. Man, that was the second preseason game. I told you 42, man, in like 25 minutes.
Yeah.
In a preseason game.
I watched you in college. I seen a little bit of you in high school, watched you in college, but when I actually got to Memphis and seen you, one of the memories that I won't forget, I be telling my guys that I remember we was at practice and the ball was just rolling under the goal. You grabbed it and just like threw it between your legs and just dunked that mug, and he was like, yeah, practice over with. You remember that?
Yeah, I do.
You remember that? Yeah.
I do.
Let me ask you this, too. When we used to be at practice, I felt like Kyle used to get the best of
what you about to say?
All
right.
He done said it before.
Yeah. I feel like Kyle Lowry used to get the best of Mike Conley.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I thought.
Because I feel like Mike was kind of shy and really wasn't too aggressive. When they got rid of Kyle and kept Mike and put Mike in the forefront, was you surprised about that? Because I was only there half a year, for real. But like I said, I used to see Kyle really, like it seemed like in practice, it seemed like Kyle used to always just play better than him. But was you surprised that both of them just turned out to be like great, solid players? Like both of them turned out to be good.
Nah,
like,
I think
were.
that's what both of them needed. You know what I'm saying? Kyle, you know how Kyle was. Kyle
was aggressive.
Aggressive dog, you know what I'm saying? I wouldn't say arrogant, but he was arrogant. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
My dog forever. And, you know, Mike was the exact opposite. And I think the fact that Kyle left, realized this is the NBA, and ain't nothing certain. And I think those practices between Mike and Kyle made Mike who he is, because Kyle was a dog. Like, he would do little dirty stuff. Like, he would punk Mike. And I tell Mike this all the time.
He
like,
used to punk him. Like, in practice, not in no physical, like, I'll beat your ass way. Like,
nah,
just super competitive, aggressive.
Yeah.
Every time they matched up with each other. Like, I thought I watched Mike in college. I thought Mike was nice, but I didn't realize he can really play on this level until Kyle left.
Yeah. And he needed that. Like, Kyle.
And because Lionel came in and
basically said, yo, this is our guy.
Mike Conley is the guy.
You know, so, you know, Kyle, let me tell you something about Kyle, which y'all might not know. Like, Kyle's like that in every aspect of life. Like, he just, so we have mutual friends and everything. They call him Dennis the Menace.
Oh, you're a little mini
so
asshole.
That's what he is. Like, not even just an asshole, he just pesky. Like, how he play.
Exactly.
Like, bro, you playing cards. Like, if he anything, bro. Like, if anything, he just pesky like that. That's just how he is. And, you know, liking Kyle is loving him. But, you know, I think once Mike saw, you know, that, and then had that off his back, he was like, okay, now I can just play. But he still had that in the back of his mind, that that's how shit is now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, and Kyle went and did his thing in Houston and playoffs and all that stuff, and became who we know today. But, you know, they both legends in my mind.
Yeah. Nah, they both was good. I be telling folks about this all the time. They both, how their careers kind of turned out.
They needed each other.
Like, Mike became the highest paid player in the NBA at one point.
Yes, that was crazy to me. And I respect the shit out of him, but that's still was crazy.
Kyle win a championship and play the way he played.
No all-stars, no nothing. Yeah. That was cold-blooded.
Like, seeing them that early and then seeing their careers and seeing who they turned out to be, like, they some dope point guards, some real, like you say, they legends in their own,
How was it for you to go from, like, you know, like you say, your first year was cool. You have 11 points, 27 minutes, you know what I'm saying? But then your next year, you jumped to a dub. Run up for most improved player. Like, now, like, you really, like, on the map as far as the league. Like, averaging 20 in the league is a big deal.
Well, back then, now the fourth player on the team averaged 20. But back then, it was like we only scoring, 70, 80 points.
That's what I'm saying.
That's what I'm
saying. How was that for you? Like, how did that, because you know how it is, like, when you go back home for the summer after that. I just averaged a dub, bitch. I'm walking around here like, you know what I'm saying? Like, how was that for you, like, having a big-time season? Like, and it was on your second season, so it's like, from that point, clearly everything is looking up. You feeling how you feeling. Like, how was that?
I mean, that year was basically just a trial year for me. I just knew what I knew what I can do at that point. Like, the organization said, look, we're just going to go with Rudy. We're going to let him hoop. And, you know, it was a 20, and I've averaged better 20s in my career. That was, that was one of them 20s. Like, man, we throw shit at see what I can do. And you know, that I got a bad rep because of that year. But I've gotten, I was growing from that. I became a better player, and like I said, I've had better 20s. Yeah. But it is what it is.
How was Damon Stoudamire?
Biggie.
You know what I'm saying?
Triple OG.
Mighty Mouse. Yeah. I was Damon Stoudamire, like, effective with you once he got on the coaching staff.
Bruh, so he was there my rookie year, so I played with him. And, bruh, I'm talking about, you know how he is. Man, shit, man.
Yeah. He gonna hit you.
Everything. So I asked him questions. He be like, Rudy, shit, man. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah. Every time he's asking me questions, I remember we were playing here in the Bay. He passed me the ball. And I pulled up for a 3. Clanked that shit. It was in a pivotal part of the game. He said, man, I gave you the ball to dunk it, man. Shit. Like, ain't nobody right there, man. So it just made you, like, just having somebody on your ass every day that just, like, out of love, though. Because, you know, Biggie, like, he'll laugh and joke with you. Like, you know, he'll come up with some fly shit. Like, look what I got here. You know what I mean? He was a vet. He was, like, my first vet, you know, that you know.
One of them,
though. Yeah. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Most definitely.
And he was... You know, he wasn't him. This was right after he had his knee surgery, so he wasn't himself. But you know, he really used his voice to help me, man. And I still think it for this day. Like whenever I get a chance to talk about who was in my corner, like, you know, I've had a bunch of people. I had you, I had Zebo, I had Damon, I had Chucky Atkins. Chucky Atkins. Like I had a bunch of like really Mike Miller. I had a lot of guys to help me. But
people don't understand, dog, like how it is, like, cause. Like, that's how we were. Like, our first few years, we didn't know what it was to play, like, with, like, one of them dudes. Like, when you get with some of them dudes, like, you know, like, even Damon, he had already been an all-star, had big-time contract. When you get with one of them dudes and you see that, it's like, oh, shit. Yeah. Like, this is different league. Oh, shit. Like, I like to say all the time, like, when we started, bro, we were... You can't even fathom it, bro. Yeah. We was in South Central LA at a fucking JUCO. We couldn't even take a shower after practice. Like, that's how bad it really was. Like, knowing what you know about the league and all this hindsight, like, in 2000, this should have been nobody that can't take a fucking shower after practice, bro. That's how really broke down we were. Like, we was and like, we was so green and didn't know nothing. Yeah. Bro, when I went from LA to the Suns, I was like, I'm playing with Steve Nash. Like, this is like top billing, bro. He was MVP, ever, like man. MVP. Like, that was my first time where I was like really telling everybody I know, like, bro, like, like man, I'm playing with Steve Nash, Amari, and Tricks. Man. Like, I just went from like, you know what I'm saying, like the junior varsity to like, I'm really in the league now, bro. Like this, all the way around, like we a real franchise because at that point, everybody knew the Clippers were a joke. Yeah. I spent 4 years with that joke, bro. Like where it was just like, it was insanity.
And that's what made me being with Memphis so long. And like, cause we were that. Yeah, and going from that to you know, becoming a playoff team and all that stuff, bro. It just, you see the city start changing. You know, you see people like, you know, oh yeah, you go in town, you go out of town, people like, oh yeah, they in town. Like, you know what I'm saying?
The league is totally, you see the league through a different lens.
Yeah.
True.
It really is.
What was the Zebo effect? Because I was there.
Right, the year before, right?
I was there the year before, and you know, I try to put it all on y'all.
What's up with you, man?
I try to put it all on y'all, give y'all everything to make the playoffs. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But
we wasn't that bad there though. No. Yeah, they took. You know what I'm saying? You know what organizations do, but
because the thing is, the year before, you, OJ, Mike Conley, and Mark was on y'all way. Like, all y'all was super talented, but it seemed like once Zebo got there, that was that
piece. In TA2.
Yeah, in TA2.
First team all defense got
TA get there. What was that effect on y'all? Because y'all team was totally different after that. Like,
no, what it
all
was,
the way around.
You know, we were good, but we were young. You know how it was, bro.
Yeah, learning how to win.
And know what? And you tried.
In the dough.
Yeah, that too. But you know, they like, we were young, we were trying, but you know, and you were a different player than like Zebo, and like you would drag, and like you wasn't yourself. You know what I'm saying? So, but the thing about it is, Zebo, y'all around the same age, got the same voice, but he's also going out there and he's a dog. You know what I'm saying? So he was still doing it, and I think that's. We didn't have that.
I was just bullshitting about me because I didn't.
No.
I used to play. They'll put me in 5 minutes. I'm shooting that bitch every time I touch.
Nah, man, yeah. But you did do that. But just respect, because you know when you came in there, bro, it's like, yo, I looked up to him growing up. Like, I want to hear what he got to say. Now, Z didn't really talk as much as you did, but you know he'd go out there and be like, you know, oh, bro, like, you know, give me the ball down there, little bro. You know what I'm saying?
I always called Zebo one of the most unique teammates I ever had in my life, bro. Ever.
People don't realize how funny Zebo is, though,
people don't realize,
how
like,
great
listen,
of a teammate
he's a great teammate.
All of that, great teammate, but like, you gotta understand, bro, like, and this is saying this respectfully. If Zebo was one of them dudes, like, who can I say? I don't know, whoever you want to put on it, the one of them dudes that was like the picture of perfection and, on your team, like a Tobias Harris type. Like, I feel like Tobias Harris he's a pro's pro. Mm-hmm. That boy gonna be where he's supposed to be doing what he's supposed to do, show up how he's supposed to show up, always accountable, always handling his business, whether it's a lift, whether it's this, like he just that guy. Yeah. Z-Bo was never that.
No.
But the way that he could impact your team, that's why I'm saying, like you said, just from how, like, regardless of other people might say it unorthodox, like his teammates all loved him. Bruh. Everybody.
Yeah.
No matter, find somebody
no matter
what
Z-Bo. Say about Z-Bo,
he gonna look
man.
out, he gonna do stuff, he gonna take care of you, and he in that foxhole, he a foxhole dude, ain't nothing gonna happen to you that ain't gonna happen to him if he with you, whether it's on the court, out, in somewhere, all of those different things, and like, I love the fact that he finally got put on that stage when he was with y'all, because like, he been that good. Yeah. And we all know this from being in the league. It's a lot of dudes that don't get the credit they deserve, whether it's from a leadership position, from like not being like super cold, but being like a leader. Yeah. It's been a lot of guys on some teams that don't get to the playoffs and don't get that credit, but like it'd be a dude that you wouldn't even expect that, like, this dude is a crazy dude for this team, but he don't never get the spotlight because they didn't make it that far to really get that spotlight put on him. So when Z-Bo got there for y'all, I felt like, y'all just figuring this out.
So the thing about him, the thing about Z-Bo is, like, people talk or whatever, say Z-Bo this, Z-Bo that. You would never hear his teammates saying that.
At all.
And that's all, like, you know how it is, bro. We talk about this and that, but at the end of the day, it's like, yo, if you got guys out there that will ride for you no matter what, bro, I want to be on your team, bro. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So, like, man, and even, like, at one point, like, when we said, like, I called you, I don't know if you remember. I'm like, man, what's up with Z-Bo? He's like, man, that's my dog. That's my dog. That's how much I valued his opinion. Now I don't care no more. You know what I mean? I called him and he was like, yeah, Z-Bo, my dog, you gonna be good. I said, all right, cool. I'm excited. Yeah, but Z-Bo, my man, still to this day, man.
Yeah, Z-Bo got, you know, playing with y'all, man, he finally got the recognition that he deserved because he was starting to be a kind of a journeyman. You know, he left Portland, went to New York, then went to LA Clippers.
I played with him
but
in
then
New York.
he got there and it was just like, you know what I'm saying? He finally got appreciated for what he brought.
Man, he hated Blake because of that too, out of the Clippers. Oh my God.
That's why he got traded, because he was coming.
Oh, that's some of the
he wanted to play in LA.
I'm gonna tell this story, bro. You know, y'all know them playoff series with the Clippers, man. Z-Bo took that serious. You know what I'm saying? It like real serious.
It was
That's all I'm saying. He took that real. Go back and look at the clips, man. He took it real serious.
Tell me this though. Everything you had went through, everything you've been through, growing this, that, and third, when you signed that 5-year 82, what was that like right there, boy?
Man, that's pennies now. Ain't nobody.
That's that certified. Bam, bam, bam. I'm here, bitch. Hey. Like 80, anything.
Man, this agent's making more than that now, boy.
Hey, come on, man. We can't even talk about that now. Like, man, you and your friend in this league, you a $400 million dude.
Straight up,
like, real talk. Like, so, like, we all talk about, all us old heads could talk about that. We was all born 5 to 7, 8 years too soon.
Too soon, bro.
Like, too soon. I be looking at all type of people. George Yang, PJ Tucker, like, man, what? Like, what? Come on. But, like, I digress.
I mean, to be honest with you, bro, like, how I grew up, man, it was just good. It was just good to have somebody just, an organization just ride with you. And just, you know, I you know what I mean? Just to have somebody just, look, this is our guy. Like, we gonna stick with him, bro. Because I had moved around houses and this and that all my life. But, like, I'm gonna be in Memphis, and that was, 6 or 7 years. Like, bro, Memphis is like, I say I'm from here and there, but, like, bro, that's home. Like, I was raised in Memphis, bro, from 19 to 26 to 27. Like, come on, man.
Let me ask you this. When you did get that bag, because I don't want to hear about what you did for moms or nobody else. I want to hear about a dumbass car, a dumbass watch, or something crazy. Now you kind of older, you look back on like, hey, that was probably stupid. Like, in this moment, man, when I signed that 82, I said, bitch, I already know. This is what I'm about to fucking do. Nobody could tell me shit about it. We all done had that moment. We all done had that moment where we knew, we might not have knew what contract we was getting, but we planning for it. Like, bitch, I'm about to treat myself. Like, what did Rudy Gay do when he got that baggage claim?
Man, let me tell you, we went to, I think
he's in the, right now.
It was
he's in
that
the
next
DeLorean,
year.
y'all. He's in the fucking time machine. He's going back.
It wasn't nothing during that year. It was during that next summer. Well, it might have been that year. I don't know when it happened, but I remember me and my boys, we were supposed to go to Vegas for Memorial Day.
Oh, Lord.
And we was just, you know what I'm saying? So we was in Memphis, we was just chilling.
That shows how young you was.
Yeah.
You was going to Memorial Day in Vegas. You going to Memorial Day in Vegas, so man, you are young, my
we
boy.
We were young.
Bad decisions.
So I was like, we missed our flight because we went out. We probably went to somewhere, Curtis Givens.
Oh, yeah. I see where this is going. He missed his flight, so now we about to call in the the Clearport.
I call my man Al Palagonia. Shout out to Al.
Shout out to Al. Out there in New York.
Yeah.
Him and goddamn Spike Lee sitting courtside forever getting goddamn flights. Listen.
We got to Vegas, man.
I can't never say I flew a lot of time private. When me and my wife went on our honeymoon, Big Al.
Big Al. Shout out to Al, man.
Private to Anguilla. Thank you, Al.
Al.
No, everybody feels like the team that drafted them, they was going to play with them forever.
Uh-huh.
What was it like when you left and went to Toronto?
Man, it was tough because at that point...
I know a question about to follow up after this.
At that point, I thought we was getting to the point where we was about to make something happen.
About to be on.
Yeah, we was about to be on. Like, I had been there long enough. I figured out, like, us as a team, we figured each other out. It wasn't like that, something that went sour. Because we was tight as a team. You know, everybody, we knew Mike Conley, who he was, the Zebo, we knew Tony,
everybody
and they knew me. They knew, like,
yeah.
bro, like, I hang with y'all every now and then, but, I go do my own thing sometimes. It just was like that. But, it was, it hurt, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like Memphis, like I said, I grew up there and it hurt because I felt like I've been there. Like I was
first tape. So like whenever you leave your first team, that's your first experience.
What all that was, though. You know what I'm saying? I was there when they traded Powell. We was, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We was scraping. And then get to the point where, you know what I mean? But it's always.
You see the team go from not being the win team to in the playoffs and that playoff atmosphere and, the city behind y'all.
How was it when you got the T-Dot, though? Like, how was that? Like, you know what I'm saying? Going, like, you in another country now.
Yeah.
Go ahead, ask your question. I know you want to ask it.
You changed your money?
Then he asked everybody, whoever played in Toronto, you changed your money when you got to Toronto? And them taxes kicked his ass,
man, listen, bro.
gentlemen.
I bought a house in Florida just because of Toronto, bro.
Hey.
Yeah. That's when I moved to South Florida. I got rid of that house since then, but Toronto it's tough, bro. It's not like, don't get me wrong, it's a great city.
Nah, listen.
Y'all, everybody know that. It's a great
top city, like, for you to go on the road and, like, when you would at whatever team, I'm not going to lie, I've never had a bad time in Toronto.
Never had a bad
But
time.
listening, I just couldn't even fathom living there because everybody that come visit got to go goddamn through customs every time. Like, that right there is some bullshit.
Yeah. The team, I
hated that.
When you on the team, you gotta go through customs in and out. It's like y'all do.
That's
Just like we do.
Team. This is like the only trip there. Well, I'm from the area where we went to Vancouver too. Them was the only 2 trips where we had to go through real life customs, go through the airport.
So basically, every road game y'all got to go through.
Every road game.
That's insane.
They didn't trust y'all.
Nah.
They no trust. It's a worldwide. You can't leave any country or leave or come
fill
in
out
without
the little
doing
weak ass
this.
cards on the plane.
Every time.
Man,
I
made
got
the
no
rookies do it.
vegetation. I ain't got no.
Phone didn't really work because back then, it was like,
You got the servers over in the United States.
I had to get used to that, bro.
We had Mo P living that life, man. Mo P was our class that was living there.
Mo P
So
was
like,
in there.
I just couldn't even imagine that, bro. I was like, yo, I despise the customs part. Like, for that to be the real, bro, my first 4 years was LA, then I was Phoenix, New York, and it was like, I could never fathom, like, just regular people come to visit me a day or two. They got to go through that. That's crazy.
You know how it is. You in the league, you going. If
You always
going
have
to Houston,
somebody come to see you.
No, but you say you going to Houston. I'm Memphis. You go to Houston, like, bro, just get on the plane. We get off.
Anything.
Whatever. You know what I'm saying? They say we going to Toronto. We got to go through customs. Like, all right. I went through customs, bro. We sitting there taking your shoes off. You doing all sorts of things.
Don't have anything going on legally.
Oh, no.
Do not.
Oh, no.
I don't care what it is. I don't care what it is.
One of our security guards couldn't even make it.
Hey, bro, you got anything outstanding. It could be a parking ticket, Jack. They about to pull your ass to that office. You ain't going with the team.
But the hoop, you fit in perfectly with what they had going on. How did you love the hoop?
It was good, man. Kyle was there. DeMar, who was my dog. Like, DeMar is like my brother. That's
a killer right there.
Yeah, he is. And he's still doing it. we got together. Like I knew DeMar. We did some Nike stuff like a couple years prior, and we just kicked it and kind of became friends then. But me and Kyle got me up to speed. It was just, it was one of those situations where I got caught up in the mix. Like they got different ownership or whatever.
Talk about how whack it is to get traded in season though.
Oh man.
Like I say that all the time. Like I've been traded a few times. And I thank the good heavens that I've never got traded.
Man,
I feel like that's the worst. I feel like that's the worst shit in the history of being traded. It don't matter. Like to be traded in the middle of a season is the worst shit.
All my shit was in customs. They couldn't get it out. It was in customs for the rest of the season. I got traded in it was like around this time.
That's crazy.
All my shit was left in customs until the next season.
You couldn't get it out for months? Why?
No, because it was just stuck in customs. It's like, I don't know.
Stuck in the system. You
it's
can't
stuck in the
find
system.
it.
They're like, well, it is still in
The
customs.
transfer from Toronto back to the States.
Yeah, like they wouldn't send it. So
You had to forget that shit. Just going about all
Were
this
you
shit.
aware though? Like you had one of the weirdest situations where even though you left, you still led the Grizzlies in scoring and Toronto in scoring.
Yeah.
Like, were you aware of that?
Nah.
You led both of them in scoring that year, which is like a rarity, some weird shit that don't really happen.
I don't know.
17.2 with the Grizzlies, 19.2 with the Raptors to lead both teams in scoring in the same year.
Well, I mean, man, you know what? And that weak ass accent they got, they hate me. I don't know why they hate me, bro. It is though. But they hate me. I went back. I'm like, yo, you ever got traded from somewhere and the fans boo you? I'm like, bro, they traded me. I ain't asked for no trade.
You said that. Hey,
I'm like, yo, why y'all boo me? Y'all don't even know what happened.
What's the accent? Hold on, I work at the accent.
Hold on. Do you remember? You remember
You
when
don't
we
know,
played?
You don't know.
You remember when we went back to Portland?
Oh yeah.
And he put me in. Remember he ain't play me. This is why I don't fuck with Lionel. This is why I don't fuck with dude.
Hey.
He ain't played me like 5 games, right? Which I ain't supposed to play. I'm the guy, one of the guys on the end of the bench. You know what I'm saying? If it was a blowout or something, yeah, put me in. But
early on you had some big games though.
yeah, he was playing me and then he didn't play me. So he ain't played me in like 5 games. We get to Portland.
I remember this.
Knowing these motherfuckers hate me.
No, that was that one game where if you played, they would have paid you.
No.
It wasn't the game to do it, but it was adding to the number of games that he needed to get to for them to have to take over his salary.
No, that was over with.
Was it? No,
Yeah,
was it?
that was over with, bro.
I was there too.
I'm telling you, that was over with. It wasn't nothing they
I
could
was
do.
on the
They
floor,
signed
too.
me
You
back
know
for the rest of the year, so it didn't. I was gonna play the games. It didn't matter.
They already was on the hook.
It was over with. They didn't.
But they were just mad because you was costing them what you was costing.
I do know this though. When I was playing with him, when we went out though, there was a little bit more bottles at the table when he started. When he knew that money was coming, he was like, all right, we can chill a little bit harder now. He was a better
But
bet.
when we went to Portland,
He was a better bet then.
and he put me in the game. You remember how loud they booed me?
Oh my God, yeah, I do.
That shit sounded like they just put the microphone, gave everybody in the stands a microphone, and everybody was like, woo. It started vibrating in that
I
motherfucker.
remember watching it because I remember they were so mad that it was like, they felt like the storyline was like, Memphis just did this to fuck Portland cap up, like to fuck that shit up. And it was like, folks signed, when he signed
you
that
remember
thing.
they put out a whole petition, email
They
talking
didn't
about,
want
don't sign me.
Yeah, they didn't want him to get signed. And I was like, it's crazy.
Yeah, but that's why I don't fuck with Lionel, man. Lionel didn't play me, and then all of a sudden he's just gonna play me in Portland, knowing I'm finna get booed.
Hey man,
He just threw me in that motherfucker.
How was it going from T-Dot to Sacramento, though?
Man, that was tough.
Because Sacramento was like, listen, don't get mad at me, Sacramento Kings fans. I ain't got nothing against y'all. I remember the motherfucking bells and the cowbells and shit. Y'all had, like, they got one of the craziest fan bases, period.
By far.
By far. But, like, at the same time, y'all just up there, just flailing into nothingness. It's kind of like the same thing like the Portland, like how guys can't really, it's a combination. Like if you're not LA or like, obviously the Warriors and stuff, if you're not one of them teams that really got that stupid star power, it's hard to get eyes on you on the East Coast at 12:31 in the morning when you ain't really like that. Like De'Aaron Fox is seeing that. That's why he got the fuck out of there and he in Spurs and all. Like it's been dudes just been been caught up in that shit when you out in Portland or Sacramento or one of them teams, man, it'd be tough. Talk about how it was getting there and then playing out. And like I say, Arco was crazy. Man. I remember that. People with the signs, the little lady with the signs, shout out to her. She was one of the super fans. She used to always be there. When you pulling in, you see it. Like, salute to her, because she dope. Yeah. She always was there. And then it was like, that was one of the most rabid fan bases. And then when they brought back the beam, you got to bring that up, like you got to see it again. So I like their fan base, but it's just like, it's a tough demographic to play in as a league player compared to a lot of the other players. Talk about playing there.
So it was tough because at that point, like I said, bro, like the 20s, like that was a bad 20. I felt like I figured out basketball at that point. You know what I'm saying? I was about, 27, 28. And I really figured out how to lead a team. Now, nobody knew it because I played in Sacramento, you know what I'm saying? And the organization's in the middle of you know, we're going to go with Cuz. Cuz is young. He about 22, 23, 22, you know, wilding out, doing all that stuff. He's trying to figure it out, you know, shout out to Big Cuz. But, you know, he ain't know how to be a pro at that point. They putting him in the forefront, and they want me to be, you know what I'm saying? They want me to, you know, just be the backup. But, like, he's not ready, you know what I'm saying? And I'm you know, I know how to play basketball at this point. He's learning. But, you know, the organization was going in that. They're moving into that direction, and I just got caught up in that. And
you say this was your bad 20.
No, this is my good 20.
Okay.
But it was for a bad team. You know what I'm saying? So
this
like,
was the career best.
Yeah, so I'm, you know.
21.1.
21.1 at that point. You know, I'm assisting, rebounding, doing everything. And, you know, it was just one of those times I got caught up in the organization making a change. And I did that twice, like with Toronto and with Sacramento. So, like, they were some of my best years, bro. Like, as far as, like, the maturation of a basketball player. I feel like you know, looking back, it's like I can't change it. But at the end of the day, like, I don't know what could have happened if I was in a better situation. You know what I mean?
Exactly. They don't know the politics of the game.
Yeah, no.
Like that. But tell us how good Boogie Cousins was. Like,
man, that dude was so talented, bro. It's like to be 6'10", like he say about 260, he about 300 pounds.
Straight up.
You know what I'm saying?
Hey.
But sometimes I think his mind of where, like, natural talent, he had it. God gave him, God blessed him. But his mind, what he thought should happen and where it should get there, it was ahead of it. So it's like, bruh, like, you know, he'll wild out and all that stuff. Like, you'll get there, cuz, you know what I mean? Just play the game the way it's supposed to get. And, you know, he was a very emotional player, and you could see it out there. He was a dog. But, you know, I mean, that's part him growing up as a man, and also the organization who didn't take enough time with him. So, you know, that's another one, man. We both had the same injury. I tore my Achilles at Sacramento. He tore his in New Orleans, which make me think about.
I want to know about how was that? Staff. Like, when it actually happened, was it the same for you? Like, as a lot of people, where you feel like somebody threw something and hit you, and then like just. When it's actually happened, what is your thought process like? Because I've seen, like, I had my teammate Jerome. It happened to him in practice, Jerome James, and when I was with the Knicks, and it was like I literally got to see what everybody expressed. He was in the middle of the lane, like, you know how you be doing little dummy shit and just going. He did like a middle of the lane cut, did this and passed and tried to explode and just like went down, started turned around like. We didn't know what happened. Yeah. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know how you got Nate Robinson.
Yeah.
Nate was Nate was the class clown of the team. And, like, literally as soon as it happened, Nate just bust out, started laughing. Yeah. So, like, big fella down on one knee, he turned around. He legit. Nothing could talk, like, until we carried him into the training room and got him on the table. He was still to that moment. Like, when he first went down, Nate back there laughing and shit. He turned around, he holding it, so he yelling at Nate like, what the fuck is wrong with you? And we all looking at him like, bro, what you talking about? Yeah. Like, Nate, like, I didn't, you know what I'm saying? Nate going crazy. I didn't do nothing. Like, I didn't do shit. Yeah. So we get him, me, Malik Rose, Mo Taylor, until we get him in the thing, and he like, I'm going to kill Nate when I get him. We like, big fella, Nate didn't do shit to you. He like, you telling me Nate didn't throw it? I thought Nate threw a basketball at me. I'm like, dang. What, bro? Like, Nate didn't throw nothing at you. Like,
that's how it is, bro.
He legit felt like Nate had threw a ball at him and hit him, and he was he was deadlocked until we legit talked. Like, so how was that for you? Like when you had it happen,
Bruh, I remember this game like it was yesterday. I had like 25 at halftime, so I was cooking. It was like 2 or 3 minutes left in the half before we go to halftime. I had like 23 at 5, something like that, and it's like a move that I always do. Like I got swing, I'm in the corner. I could shoot the 3, but I saw the lane, so I tried to sweep and get the dunk real quick. And it was like the loudest but the quietest sound you ever heard in your life. Like
you hear it snap.
So I was like, pop. So I look back and everybody, whoa, like that. You could hear it, like you know how the crowd go. And I just hear like somebody at their bench because we right in front of their bench. Like, yeah, I heard it. That's his Achilles. I'm like, no. You know what I mean? When somebody else telling you that and hear it, they're like, yo, that's his Achilles. And it was so loud to me, the person saying it, because it was happening to me.
Right.
I'm like, no, it can't be. So I'm on the ground like, yo. And it was my contract year. So I was like, I'm telling myself, no. And I'm sitting on the ground, and everybody come and try to help me up. So I try to walk on it, and I'm thinking to myself, well, if it's partially torn, if I walk on it, I don't want to all the way tear it. So I'm like, all right, just carry me back there. So I get back there, and I'm just sitting back there, and you can literally put your finger in between my Achilles. And they were like, man, no, it's torn. So I just, I was down bad for about 2 days. But shout out to Adrian Stelly. He's actually he was with Converse, so he's with Converse now. He was the first person to come to my house, bruh, and just talk to me all day. It didn't help for shit because I was still mad, but yeah, I appreciate him for doing that. You know what I'm saying?
You had a conversation with Kobe about your Achilles. Tell us how that went.
Yeah, Kobe, y'all know Kobe, man. It's like having a conversation with him is like, I was like, so Kobe, like, will you ever be the same? He's like, fuck no. It's a war wound. You know what I mean? But y'all know that side of Kobe. Y'all know the political side. Yeah. Kobe, like, that's a war wound. Shit. Wear it like a badge of honor. You know what I'm saying? Might take something away, but just get better at something else. Like, that dude make you run through a wall. Like, you know what I'm saying? He was telling me all the stuff he did and all that stuff. Like, what the doctors saying, like, shit, I did this, I did that. Like, and that was just, this is right after he retired. And Kobe Bryant, this is right when he won his Oscar. He's like, man, call me anytime, man. I ain't doing nothing but writing scripts and all that stuff. I'm like, all right, bet. I got Kobe. I can just call to go through this. So I felt like a lot better about me going through it and coming back from it. Yeah. So, rest in peace.
Talk about how you feel when something like, because I can remember when I had, like you said, it brought memories, like it's your contract year. Like the first time I ever, like the only surgeries in my whole career I ever had, 2 back surgeries, L5S1 vasectomy, right?
That ain't nothing, man.
Crazy. Some of the craziest shit that to be your, like literally, like, so the first time I had it, I got it during my contract year. This is my 4th year, this is probably my best season of my whole career. Like statistically, points averaging, 4th year. Going crazy, busting ass in LA. And then whenever I did it, it wasn't like something like when you do it during the game, you like, oh shit, like it didn't happen like that. I had some shit like, damn, my back kind of feeling like whatever, let's go get it checked out. Then it's like, you got a herniated disc. And it's like, what? Sure. So it's like, fuck. But like, talk about when that injury happens, like, cause I could just, and like you said, it's your contract. All I can remember is just like, why the fuck I can't rewind this part and not do whatever I did? Like you said, you had a lane, you could have shot a 3, you wanted to go. Yeah. Like, you remember so vividly whatever that thing is, and it's like, why can't I fucking not do that? Talk about how that, especially when it's like I say, a big impactful injury like that, you can remember exactly that moment, like, why didn't I choose to do the other thing?
Yeah, I mean, I go through it all the time. Like I tell you the whole play and what happened after, because, you know what I mean? It just is what it is, bro. I mean, at this point, like Nipsey said, man, rest in peace, he said, everything you don't have, you wasn't supposed to, right? Yeah. So at that point, it was like, man, I had to at some point, like, man, what am I going to do? I said, crowd, just, try to fight through it. So I try to make it, make something out of it, you know what I mean? Try to do the best I can. And whoever came up to me, I've talked to KD about it, I've talked to a lot of people after they've had that injury afterwards, just saying the same thing and also relaying what Kobe told me. So, just paying it forward, that's what makes me feel better now. But at that time, bro, I was going through it. You know what I mean? Well, I should have just shot the 3, or I shouldn't even played because I just came back from an injury. So it's like, man, look, you know, even with stuff outside of basketball, you know, it might be situations with your girl or anything.
You be thinking about everything with something like that because all you can do is sit your ass down and think, and all type of thoughts into your mind.
Yeah, I shouldn't have went out. Shouldn't have did this, man. I shouldn't have skipped that massage session I had or whatever, bro. You think about everything.
How was it like signing with the Spurs and getting there? Because like they known as like one of the top organizations to do everything the right way. Mm-hmm. How was it going from, you know, being Memphis, Toronto, Sacramento? How was it landing in San Antonio with Pop and, you know, RC and the whole organization and knowing how they handle things and how they do things? Did it fit the bill and everything you had heard about?
Yeah, my intention was go. my intention was to go there. You know, how they play and how they rest players. Me coming off of Achilles, being able to get back to myself. That was the whole intention on being there. When I got there, Pop had a vision for me. It was like, nah, you gonna be right here on this bench. You gonna come off. I don't care what you did before.
Pop didn't have
you gonna look.
Yeah,
this we don't need that from you. We don't need that, and that's not what my intention was, obviously. So I think we battled with that, you know, for a little while. But you know, Pop is Pop. You know, he's successful, and you know, not to take anything away from the guys because they, you know, Tony, Tim, and Manu. Me playing with Manu one of the, and we all know that he's one of the most competitive people you ever play against, bro. And being in the gym with him and in the locker room with him taught me a lot. Tony.
Surprised to see DeMar again? Play with Lamar again? You ever think you would play with him again?
Bro, funny thing, bro.
That was cold.
I remember it was like midnight. He called me in the middle of the night. He's like, man. And it was the same situation because I already been through it. His first time getting traded. Man, them motherfuckers traded me, man. I was like, for real? For who? He said, Kawhi. I said, oh, you coming here? I just bust out laughing. This shit ain't funny, man. What's wrong with you? I said, bruh, nah, bruh, because I was happy to have my guy with me, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, I think for the way we played, both of us, and how we've been most of our careers, I think being in San Antonio was an adjustment for both of us. So, you know, it wasn't that as easy as for some other players.
This is a two-part question. You gotta have two things for me. Because of your McDonald's game and your NBA career. So over your NBA career, if you had to pick 4 other players in their prime out of all the teammates you ever played with to make an ultimate 5 with you got to be on that team.
The McDonald's team in there too.
Yeah.
Huh? I like the way you slid the McDonald's
Yeah, I need to do that because Dwight did a team and I wasn't on there. So I had some shit to say to him about that.
I don't want you to put McDonald's
Dwight Howard, he had some shit to say to you about that. You heard him?
I don't want you to put the McDonald's in. I just want your NBA teammates.
NBA teammates?
If you had to pick 4 other players to make an ultimate 5, who would be them 4 other players? All of them in their prime.
Damn,
plus you.
Crazy.
You got to add you.
I had to go with Kalo or Mike. Damn. I played with Rondo for a year.
Oh, that's nice.
Shit.
In Sacramento.
Mm-hmm. I played with Tony Parker. I played.
So who your
damn, bro. See, this
your prime.
I just say because I grew up with Kyle, and because he's Kyle Lowry. Don't get it fucked up.
Oh, no, he got his resume.
Yeah, so I go Kyle.
Kyle at the point.
Shit. DeMar
at the 2.
Myself at the 3.
Okay.
4
or 5.
I go Zebo.
At the 4.
Damn, LaMarcus out there too, ain't he?
Yeah.
Ooh. Know what? I learned so much from Powell. I gotta say Powell, man.
Okay.
Powell taught me a lot.
DeMar,
nice
Zebo. That's a nice 5. So let me ask you this: since you had one of the best McDonald's class, plus you, if you had to pick 4 other players from that McDonald's class to make an ultimate
easy.
5, who would be the ultimate 5?
This is when I get to make up for my shit. So I'm gonna go with Rondo.
Rondo at the 1.
I go, JR.
Smith.
Swish.
I'll go myself.
All right.
LaMarcus.
And
Al Jefferson.
Ooh, Big Al.
Dwight?
Oh, Dwight. Oh, my God. No, I got to go Dwight.
That one-hand pump fake was killer.
But Al Jefferson, boy.
Jump Hook King.
What?
Jump Hook King.
Hey, let me ask you this, because you kind of slid up out of there, I guess I would say how we did, you know what I'm saying, you know what I'm saying? How was it for you at the end? Because, like, I was sitting there waiting, trying to get on another team, thinking I'm going to get a call or whatever, and then Stan Van Gundy called me to be a director of player development before it had anything to do with some more basketball.
You weren't ready for that.
I still thought, still thought it was some more hoop left, but that was like the bat signal, like, bitch, it's over. You better go ahead and slack. Like, how did that go for you? Like, you know what I'm saying? You ultimately announced your retirement with the Players Tribune, but like, how did it end for you? Was it like opportunities and you was like, man, I'm just go ahead, or was it just like no more calls?
Nah, I mean, I had calls, not the ones I wanted, but it's like I didn't realize how much basketball and the life I was living affected my outside of my life. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so when I got down to it, I asked my son, he loved basketball, he's 10. He loved basketball. I said, would you, what if I didn't play in the NBA anymore? Because, you know, we think like when we playing, that's our superpower, right?
Yeah.
Kids love it. They
Yeah.
friends love it. The fact that they father's an NBA player, you know what I'm saying? They get to go to games and all that. My son said, I love it. And that put things into perspective. It's like, bro, I miss so much time with my son, my kids. It's like, do I really need to, you know, play another season or play with a team and then might have to go somewhere else or be a part of a trade?
Do all of that.
And that ship is sailed. So at that point, it was just I put my time in my family, you know. And you don't realize how much of a you know what I mean, how much you need to learn more about your family because you ain't got
miss so much time.
You miss so much time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Start, bench, trade. You got to start one, you got to bench one, you got to trade one. Paul Pierce, T-Mac, Carmelo.
Damn.
Golly. Start, bench, trade. Bruh. All right. You know what? I say start. You got to start Melo. No, I start T-Mac. Just because I don't need no reason. I start T-Mac. And I bench Melo. I trade PP.
Okay. Tell me, now you in the podcast game, you in the hosting game, 7 p.m. in Brooklyn,
Hey,
you
man,
know
shout
what I'm saying? One of your
Shout out
guys,
to
one of the
Melo
guys
in
you
the
look up
gang.
to.
Shout out to Melo, Mero,
Dope
Cass.
show. Tell us the process of you being a co-host on the show, and then what made you want to be in the space.
And is you kicking it, having fun.
Man, yeah, man. I see why y'all love doing this, man. Yeah, no, be honest with you, it was I was on the show at first. And I just got a call right after I retired, and Mel was like, man, what you doing, man? You need something to do? I was like, hell yeah. So, shout out to him, because bro, you know how it is when you first done, like to just have something to do, to get up and have, because we used to having, you know, a routine. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's to get up, work out, go to practice, go shoot, you know what I'm saying?
Around,
Eat at a
all
certain
that shit,
time, sleep at a certain time, you know, everything.
I
you know
still
what I'm
take my naps to this day.
Yeah. But yeah, all that is on schedule. But the thing about it is when you're done, it's like, bro, you got all day. Like, I at one point I would just be up until 5 just watching TV. Like, bro, I had to check myself. Like, bro, I'm a bum right now, man. Let me get up and work out or something. You know what I mean? So
Do something.
I'm, you know, starting to look different in the mirror. I'm like, bro, I ain't get on the schedule. You know what I'm saying? So he called me right on time, bro. Had to be God, because at that point I was like, man, I need something to do. And he called me up, said,
Shout out to Melo,
Shout out to
man.
Melo.
Reaching
Yeah,
out for
shout out
the brother
to the show,
that he
man.
needed, and you ain't even know it.
He ain't even know it, bro.
He
He
just
ain't know
did
it.
that.
Make sure y'all check that out, man.
Hey, tell me this, man, because like I spoke on earlier, you and Jay Green got some of the crazy done. Tell me what's some of your favorite kaboom on peoples, because, like, you know what I'm saying? Like I say, you done had whole lot of them one hand long ass over here kabooms on mother. Like, tell me who some of your favorite ones is that you didn't put on them posters.
I say it's one against Utah Jazz I had on Andre Kirilenko. It was mainly him because, he was coming off to being a defensive player of the year.
Killer.
And, they were super physical. Like, I was skinny. They'd bump you and all that stuff. And the refs, they wouldn't call nothing when it came to, what's the other big, strong white dude went to Georgia Tech was on their team?
Oh, Matt Harper.
I
used to be, hey, listen.
Bro, like, for
hey,
real.
it was time. Listen.
Yeah.
Boy. He was somebody I was gonna fuck up a few times. I'm talking like fuck basketball, like bitch ass boy, do that shit again, I'll fuck you up.
Yep.
No, like he was on that. And he was a football. He was a like he was. That's what I'm telling you. I listen. You gotta pull his card. Gotta pull his paperwork up. Like, hey boy, I will fuck you around. Stop playing with me.
But and I was young, I was skinny. They was like, man, let me go on. Put what I'm saying? Like he was gonna run through the lane like that. I caught him on a fast break. He tried to block it. Damn, it was bad. It was bad. Don't look at the clip because I had a weak ass mohawk. But it was back then. And the other one was on Scola and Dikembe. Rest in peace, Dikembe.
Oh yeah,
rest in peace.
I caught both of them at once. So
that's what it is, man. Listen. We appreciate the man coming through, pulling up on us. We out here at All-Star Weekend, man. We got Rudy Gay in the building, man. Appreciate you, man.
We need y'all
in
Brooklyn, man. Come on out to New York.
Hey, man, whenever Melo and you need us to come on up, man, we got that, man. Melo our guy, you our guy. It's nothing.
We've been trying to chase down Melo for 5 years.
Hey, listen, I'm going to put him on. I'm going to pull his card right now. Nah, listen, because you his partner, he our partners in them, and all these people that's in here know this. It's a travesty that he ain't been on our show yet.
Nah, he need to.
Like, I'm going to tell you the truth. Like, when we first said we was going to do this shit, he was a no-brainer. Mm-hmm. Our history with him, I'm like, shit. Bitch, please. Melo going to be one. Melo, you ain't right.
How I get on here before you, man?
How? Tell him, D-Mal. Look at the camera and tell him he ain't right. So boy,
I'm going to be right here next to him calling him all his bullshit, just like I always do, man.
Yep. See, we got Rudy in here before we got Melo. Right. You know what I'm saying? Melo our mans in them. Yeah. Like, we go way back. I think I might have gave Melo his first pair of PEJs.
I remember
True
that.
story.
Like,
that's how deep we go. You know what I'm saying? Like, I drew with Melo. We always draw. We still solid, but like, bring your ass on the show. Give him the goddamn look.
Straight up. Straight up.
But yeah, man, Rudy Gay in the building, man. Baltimore's finest, man. You feel me? Slash Brooklyn. He was born in Brooklyn. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I ain't know that. That was a little gem.
Shout out to Jason Beverly Hills, the watch I broke at his back in the day. Hey, still ain't know it.
Jay Shine. Jay
Shine.
He know what I'm talking about now. He doing all the championship rings and shit. Jay Shine, big time.
Yeah,
Dunamis. Yeah, Dunamis. Yes, sir.
Yeah.